Tech Tales 39, today, May 25th, 5:09 p.m. Reading a time slip from May 11th on a Tuesday, 10:41 a.m. to 10:54 a.m. for the apartment building called Mike. For Juliet in that office, phone and remote support to reset Outlook 2010 email for Microsoft 365 after license change from standard to basic. In a recent time slip, I reported making that change because she had moved to a computer that where previously she had the standard license and now she has the basic license. Am I saying that right? Is that the right person? No. This is the new receptionist. Oh, that's right. I had set up her Microsoft 365 account at a time when her computer was turned off. So I didn't realize it had Office 2010. And I had registered her for the standard license and changed it back to basic. And then when I configured the email, and then this next day it was broken. Oh, interesting. When I wrote this time slip, I assumed the reason why I had a problem with it is because of that change of the license. But now I realize that's not true at all because of subsequent time slips that we have yet to get to. So at this point in time, I assumed, jumped to the conclusion that changing her license is what caused me to have to reconfigure it. But it turns out I have to reconfigure it every day for, 2 or 3 days before I do the more correct solution. And the more correct solution turned out to be to uninstall Office 2010 and install the full standard license package. So I in error, assigned her the Office 365 standard license, then took that away, and then it was broken day after day, so I gave it back to her and installed that software on her computer. It's just not worth trying to fix Outlook 2010 to work with Microsoft 365 if it's not cooperating. Not worth spending the time on it. So that's only part of that time slip. Let's see, where's the standard to basic? Okay, so I have that written wrong now. Am I going to change it? I'll probably change it when I generate the invoice, not now, because if I do it now, then it gets the time slips all out of order if I edit them here. So then for Victor, Victor's the one that got the new computer, and Victor is female. I'm using phonetic names, remember. Her name begins with the letter V. Phone conversation after email sent from Delta indicating scanning to email was not working. Now, that struck me strange. I received an email from Delta telling me that Victor was unable to scan to email. I don't have them set up to do that. We don't want to use the copy machine, press buttons to scan directly to email. So that was a little bit of a mystery to me, but the next phrase says Victor now reports scanning is working. And I never got an explanation why they thought it was not working. I'm guessing that if I put 2 and 2 together, Victor's old computer was that Windows Vista computer, just a real dog. And I'm not sure she even had the capability of scanning from the copy machine to her computer because it just might not have cooperated with that or worked with that. So maybe we had buttons on the copy machine set up so that she could scan directly to email or send by email from the copy machine to her computer. I'm not sure. But the button that I configured for her now is to scan directly to a folder that's on her desktop, just like the others in the office. So I'm guessing they probably showed her how that works because she wasn't doing it that way in the past. So that was a total 13-minute time slip for those 2 pieces, fixing the Outlook 2010 and checking with Victor about the scanning issue. So then the next one, also Tuesday, May 11th, an hour and 22 minutes for the law office Papa. 12:05 p.m. to 1:27 p.m. This is on site. I'm really doing a lot of work remotely since COVID, and I think a lot of that's going to continue, and I actually like that because I've just been able to figure out ways to do more things remotely. It gets this problem solved quicker for my clients, and it's more time efficient for me. So this is for Romeo in this office. Installed new network adapter, disabled unneeded background software. That's the first part of this time slip, so I'm going to explain this. Romeo, we had been having trouble with his computer for a long time with one particular network, multi-user network program that would keep locking up on him and crashing on him. Some days were better than others, but all of his other programs worked fine. And there were some other multi-user programs involved. I think the conclusion is that this one is just more fussy. So what we had tried to do in previous attempts to fix this was adjustments to his computer, changing the network cable at both the switch in the equipment room and from the wall to his computer. And I even, the wall jack was kind of funky, so I rewired it myself. Not really set up very well to do that, but I do have the components and the tools to do it. So I rewired the wall outlet, and then I gave him a long Ethernet cable so he could try when he goes in on the weekends and work, because he does that, and run the cable to somebody else's network outlet in one of the other offices and see if it works, because there I was suspecting something about the cabling between the wall outlet and the patch panel in the equipment room. So this was going to troubleshoot against that. And he told me he still had similar problems. So what I did here is installed a new network adapter in the computer, a second network adapter. The one that he was using was the integrated network adapter that's built in to the motherboard. But there were no indications of errors on that except for this one program crashing on occasion. And everything else on his computer during those crashes was working fine. His web browsing, his email, his other multi-user programs. So I said, well, let's try this. They're cheap. Put that in, and boom, he hasn't had any more trouble with it since then. Of course, that's not reflected in this time slip because we didn't know that then. This is one of those things where some days it causes him problems a few times during the day. And when it happens, this particular program is really unhappy when you end task on it, because what would happen was when it would lock up and give him an error message, he'd have to go into Task Manager and do end task and wait. It would come up with a message, unable to end task. He'd click OK and do another end task and click on some other things. And it takes several clicks and a few minutes every time that you have to bail out of this program. And then he could relaunch it and it would work fine for a period of time. So what I think is happening is that this program has a interface that runs on one of the servers that is very active. It's open in a window on the server, and it is what's the word? Listening. They have a button you have to click on called listening, and it is responding to the requests from the client computers that are running the software, and you can see a log of the activity that's going on. So it's very involved with each person that is currently interacting with the software. So apparently it was just that any kind of minor glitch, it's fussy, and I don't know what the glitch was. We put in a new card and it was fine. Then I also disabled some unneeded background software that I noticed on his computer, but I'm sure that had nothing to do with it. And then I have a note for backups that I swapped drives and reviewed backup configuration. So we have an hour and 22 minutes on that. And what was that that was in afternoon during our lunchtime. And then that looks like that's good for now, and we'll call that a wrap. So I hope that was useful. Catch you later. Have a great day. Goodbye.